friends, Christy Optional E here. I have a confession to make. I did not introduce my friend Clarence last time, and he was very offended. Like, painfully offended, and he won't shut up about it. So, hey everyone, this is Clarence. He's my sassy metal giraffe that I won't say about 50% of the things he has to say, because they're filled with expletives and just overall rudeness, but that's why we like him. So anyway, Clarence thought I should start things off by talking about There Is No Dog. This is a book by Meg Rosoff, and honestly, it hasn't even been in the Morristown and Morris Township Library collection until this week. What? I know, crazy. My predecessor didn't order it, and then I didn't realize it until I went to recommend it to someone and saw that it wasn't even in the system. But I had a copy, so I put it in there. You can take it out now. Yay! Anyway, it is a blasphemous romp about how the Earth was won in a poker game. Essentially, like years and years and years and years ago, God's mom was playing poker because she kind of has a gambling addiction, but we don't talk about it. And she won the Earth in a poker game, and she just couldn't be bothered. So she just gave it to her son, Bob. And Bob, between you and me and everyone that knows about it, Bob is not that good at running the Earth. So they hired an assistant for him, Mr. B, who incidentally applied and sent in his resume to be in charge of Earth, and they felt he was too boring. They didn't really like him. There was something about him they just weren't sure about. So they just gave him the assistant position to make sure that Bob actually did a good job as God, which, according to There Is No Dog, God is essentially Bob is essentially a teenage boy who has tied the weather to his emotions. He doesn't particularly pay attention to things. He is essentially going to take a nap and forget the bath is running, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, boom, there's a flood. And that about sums up life on Earth. You also get these goddess and other immortal characters that come into play because God's pet, Ek, is the last of his kind, and he is just bargained up when God's mom is losing a hand of poker, and she throws it in as an incentive because she has run out of her own things to bet, and she loses the hand. So she loses the last Ek in all of his existence, and Bob is pretty upset about it, Mr. B's pretty upset, but more importantly, the daughter of the person who won the Ek is like livid. She is not talking to her dad, but he can't be bothered with it because he was informed that Eks are the tastiest food on the planet, which is why there are no more left. So, he's not going to give it up just for his daughter because he has a lot of pride. Immortals have a lot of pride, but I feel like anybody who's read any Greek mythology or any kind of mythology is well aware of that. So, anyway, there's this whole subplot about the Ek and trying to save the last Ek from these careless immortals. While on Earth, Lucy is just this quintessential, lovely lady who just happened to walk into the crosshairs of God. And remember how I said that he ties his emotions into the weather? Yeah, well, he falls in love with her, so craziness. I know. Nobody wants to deal with it. Least of all Mr. B, who's like, oh my God, I just want to retire and deal with these whales. I don't want to deal with Bob's nonsense anymore. So he's trying to jump ship, run to another planet, and make sure this one doesn't bottom out in the process. So, I don't want to give away too much because I do want you to read it, but essentially it is a highly comical look at different goings-on, outside of our consciousness and what could potentially be happening, because wouldn't it make sense if the Earth was run by a teenage boy? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not here to discuss that. But it is a blasphemous romp, according to some publishing review that I don't remember who said it, but it was the best way to describe it, so I'm going to go with it. And I hope you check it out. All right. Clarence says goodbye. Gotta check it on him. All right. Bye.